everybody, DK Guillotine here, and welcome to my video on Mastermind's creation, Kultur, aka IDW Tarn, and this thing, woo man, but before I just start gushing all over this fucking figure, cause spoiler alert, that's what I'm gonna be doing, I real quick have to give a shout out to Sachin Mirage for guessing this figure based on the hint I gave you guys. I asked you guys to guess what you thought my first third-party Transformer purchase was, and Sachin Mirage was the first person to answer it. And a huge shout out to him because he has been very active on my channel. I really appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate the comments you've left me, all the really nice comments you've left me. I'm sure you've liked all of my, I'm sure all the videos you've commented on you've liked, and I really appreciate all the support you're giving me, man. Thank you so much. And go check out his channel. He'll most likely be in the comment section down below. Go check out his channel because he's got some stuff on his channel as well. And another shout out to Snowy Does Stuff for also guessing it, but just guessing it a little bit later. But shout out to both of them. Thank you so much for, trying to guess, and you guys got it. So, without further ado, now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's talk about Kultur, aka IDW Tarn. This freaking thing is incredible. This is such an incredible figure, and I love Tarn. Tarn is one of my favorite characters, and probably my favorite of the original characters from the IDW comics. I really love the DJD, and he is, of course, the leader of the DJD, and I am just utterly in love with this figure. He might be one of my favorite Transformer figures of all time, honestly. I adore this thing. But real quick, before we start talking about him, I do want to show that he also included a nice collector's card, and as you can see, man, Tarn, he is a force to be reckoned with. Those stats, man, those are some serious stats. But yeah, this is a cool card. It's very thick. It's like double the thickness of like a credit card. Very cool. I like this a lot. And you also get the instruction book right here with the figure, and in the back of the instruction book, it actually does have a little comic book, which was a fun read. A little weird because it is like actually, like, they call him Kultur, and he even has like the back kibble he has and everything. Like, I'll show you a panel real quick, and it was kind of fun. He does some like spy stuff. It's pretty cool. I liked it overall. Trying to find a good picture of him from the back. Yeah, you can see right here. There's a panel right there of him, and you can see the back is like accurate to the toy, so he's got like all of the back kibble that the toy has. So yeah, pretty fun. So there you go. I just wanted to show this real quick, but now let's start talking about Kultur. Oh my god, this figure, basically like WFC Trilogy Tarn, basically like Leader Class WFC Trilogy Tarn is basically what you're getting here, although maybe even a little bit better, honestly. The quality on this guy feels incredible. He feels like he could survive a fucking earthquake, dude. I love the plastic on this dude. He feels so effing good. And look at him. Look how incredible he is. Like, I know on camera he might be coming across a little lanky, a little skinny, but honestly in person, he basically looks like Tarn walked out of the comic book. I am dead serious. I am in love with the way this figure looks. He looks fucking incredible. Absolutely incredible. And he has all the details that you need from Tarn. His double fusion cannon, his awesome Decepticon mask right there, which I just love. So damn iconic. And then he has this cool little half treads that Tasterus also has. Man, if I do decide to get the rest of the DJD, I think I'm gonna get Tasterus first because that figure looks fucking awesome. Either him or Helix. Helix looks really fucking cool too. But yeah, this is just incredible. But yeah, he's got all of those details. His giant stonking feet right here, and my god, let me tell you, the articulation on this guy, oh my god, I have been able to get him in so many good poses, dude, and there's so many features overall and everything, but like, yeah, I want to finish the point I made first, which was his quality, and yes, the quality is just incredible. Look at this. There is no floppiness with this figure whatsoever. He feels phenomenal. That little thing you saw at the very end here, that was just his ab crunch, which actually locks in place. You can see there's a hinge right there in his torso, and it locks in place, and you can actually untab it from there, and now he has an ab crunch, which is so amazing. And actually like to go over the articulation a little bit here, because the articulation on this guy is mind-blowingly good. He's got so much freaking articulation. Check this out. His arms are like on two separate joints. They're on a ball joint in the base, and then they're on a hinge right here, and they can move really, really good. It's a little bit difficult to do, but there you go. You can basically get full movement in the arms right there. He's got basically double jointed bend at his elbows. You just have to move them in a specific way, and you get double jointed bends right there. He has finger articulation. His hands can open right there. Once again, the previously mentioned ab crunch right there. If you get that, I could piece on tabs, but just put tabs right back in. His head sculpt is on a couple joints. It's on a ball joint at the base, and it's also on a hinge joint for transformation, so you can get all kinds of movement in the head, which is really wonderful. The legs, he's got ratchets in his legs too, which are super nice and clickety and clackety. Seriously, the quality on this guy is magnificent. And yes, he has ratchet joints in the legs right there. They can go almost all the way up, maybe just a little bit less than all the way up, as you can see right there. And then he has double jointed bends in his knees, but you will have to move this tread piece out of the way. But once you do that, he does have double jointed bends in his elbow, in his knees, as you see right there, which is just amazing. You get this guy in a really great kneeling pose, which is really freaking awesome. And yeah, his pose ability is incredible. And also, one more thing, his feet have a really good ankle pivot, and they also have an up and a down right there, and he also has a toe joint in the front here. This guy's articulation, honestly, he might be the most articulated figure in my entire collection. He might even be on par with freaking Siege Spinister. Like, his articulation is just insane. You can get him in any pose you can think of, man. I can almost guarantee it. It is just incredible. All right, let's start going over all of his features, because my god, he has so many freaking features. So, first things first, his fusion cannon is a parts forming piece. It does remove, so you can take his fusion cannon off, and if you would like to store it, you can store it on the back here, which is where it goes in tank mode, and you can just plug it into the back right there, so you can have it stored on the back, and you can have him without his fusion cannon. Also, the fusion cannon, oh my god, there's a cat in the floor. Say hi. Oh, you're so cute. All right, go ahead, buddy. He doesn't usually come in here, so that was kind of... I didn't notice him in here. He was just on the floor and we were rolling around. Anyway, so the fusion cannon is really, really cool, because you can take these pieces off right here, and these are actually separate pieces. Now, I don't really think I'll be utilizing this feature at all, but I did want to show it real quick, because you can totally give him these guns as optional weapons if you would like to, right there, as you can see right there. It's obviously, he didn't do this not once in the comic book, but still a neat little feature that I did want to show real quick. So there you go, there is one feature, and of course, to plug those back on, we want to plug them in the right way, and that is like this. Also, these do have, one thing I will show real quick, is they do have rotations in there on these cannons right there, which is pretty cool, so you can mess with those if you would like to, and it plugs in very nicely into the arms. You really have to pull it out in order to take it out of there, which is really, really awesome. All right, other features. The mask. This is such a great feature. I love that they did this. However, I am going to show you the best way to go about removing his mask. So, his mask is removable, and he does have his face under there. We will talk about his face in a second, but in order to take the mask off, I would not recommend just like pulling it off, because that makes me, because I don't want to break the horns on the Decepticon symbol. That would suck. So what I have done, the way that I have come up with to make sure I don't break it when I remove his mask is to rotate his head around like that, and then bring it all the way down, and then just take my finger and put it underneath the mask there, and then pop it off at that point right there. That's the way I would recommend doing it, to make sure that he doesn't, the cats are making a mess out there. I don't even know. To make sure that you don't break anything on the mask, because you definitely don't want to do that. But there you have Unmasked Tarn. It does look good, although I think it could have used some more paint. They could have painted the face silver and given him his, like, eye scar. And honestly, I might even attempt that, because even if I mess it up, I'm mostly going to be displaying him with the mask on anyway. So yeah, but they did give him his face right there, which is really, really, really cool. I like it a lot. You can see They did pick out his eyes in red paint, which is lovely, and yeah, overall looks really good. And his hands having finger articulation, you can get him holding his mask, which is really wonderful. I've been having a lot of fun with the posing with this guy. So yes, you can have him holding his mask as if he took his mask off right there, which is really, really fucking awesome. I absolutely love that feature. But for the most part, I will be keeping him with his mask on because it's just fucking iconic, dude. It's so damn cool. So damn cool. So there you go. That is, I believe, all the features with the robot mode. I think we can finally start transforming him. So I honestly cannot tell you enough how in love with this figure I am. I can't. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Do you see one flaw? Do you see one flaw? He's incredible. No, one more thing I guess I can show, although this is something I can show in tank mode as well, but I'll show it real quick. His feet right here, this can actually open up, and this is crazy how they engineered this, because this tiny little hinge that virtually is never gonna get used ever is got like 3 different hinges to make sure it works properly. It like lifts out of there. You can see it like pulls out of there, and then it hinges up. It's pretty crazy. And then in the leg, in his foot there, he's got some missiles. Those do come out, but I'm not going to take them out because I don't want to lose them. So yeah, really neat little feature right there as well. And also on his back, this piece right here can also hinge it out. Both of these are more meant for his tank mode, but you can unhinge that out, and then you have some missiles back there as well. But now I think we can finally get into the transformation. So let's do it. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to remove the cannon. And honestly, like I said, he's basically a leader class War for Cybertron trilogy figure. Like, that's basically what he is. His transformation is very similar to some of the War for Cybertron trilogy stuff. Very fun and very smooth. So let's get into this. All right. First thing we're going to want to do is the legs. So we're going to take the feet here. We're going to pull them out on this little joint right here and then fold them forward like that. And we're going to do the same thing on both sides just like that. And then we're going to bring them in, and we're going to make sure that they are perfectly straight right there. And then we're going to tab them together at the bottom here, and you see they will lock together in the bottom there, and just make sure that they are all good to go, because you're going to need them to be straight for the tank mode. So we have that. Like, make sure that they're on the same level, like none of the articulation is engaged or anything, is what I'm getting at. Now take the tank treads and fold them out like that, and now we can move on. So next thing we're gonna do is the head. So take this back piece here, and actually first thing you gotta do is we have to engage his ab crunch to get some clearance here. So engage his ab crunch, and then bring this piece back, this backpack piece back, and then open up this little panel right there. Open that up, and then take his head and fold it in, and it will go into that little cavity, and then close the panel up right there. And then you're going to take these 2 pieces right here, these 2 little pieces with the little guns here, and these are going to swing in and then connect together in the middle right there. There we go. And there you have that right there. And then bring that back, and that will peg in place. And then you're going to disengage this ab crunch here like that. And then take this torso piece right here. This is going to untab from the torso. It's on a couple hinges right here. You want to bring it all the way out on its 2 hinges, because you see it's got 2 hinges right there. And then you're going to bring it up, and you can see you have 2 tabs right there. And those are going to go into those 2 slots right there in that kind of bulldozer-esque section. And then that is just going to peg in place right there. And there we go. And make sure that is pegged in place just like that. So you have that going on. Alrighty, now for the arms. So what you're going to do with the arms is you're going to want to make sure that the arms are down as far as they can go on both joints. So you want to make sure those are completely down. And then you're going to take the arm here, and you're going to rotate it this way, and then engage the double joint and bring it in a little bit like that. And then you can see you have a peg right there in the forearm, and that's going to go into that slot right there in the leg. So just get that lined up, and there we go. Now we're going to take his tread here, and once again, you want to make sure that that's brought down as far as it can go. And then you want to take the tread here. This is going to spin around, come down, and then it actually has a little opening that it folds into. You want to make sure that it has clearance to go into the opening in the tread right there, because you can see that piece is going to go into a little spot in the tread right there, and just make sure that it has the clearance, and then it will slot right in and tab in place Just like that. So we have that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So once again, bring the arm down as far as it can go so you have all the clearance, and then fold that, and then rotate his arm in, go in on the double jointed bend at the elbow here. There we go. And then peg in that little piece in his arm. Peg that in to the leg right there, and get that all tabbed in place, and make sure everything is correct, as it wasn't. So get that, bring that in, and peg it in place right there. So we have that, and then take the tread, fold it around, and bring it in, and make sure it goes into its little spot, and there we have that. So we have that. Now we're going to take his legs, fold them up like this. They're on double joints, so you want to bring them all the way up. Bring them in. It doesn't matter if they disconnect. You can always connect them again. And then connect the foot. You can see there is a tab right there in the tread, and it will go into a slot in the foot. And then hold that piece down and get that piece pegged in right there. And then you have one side done, and then do the same thing on the other side. Bring that down, peg that in place right there. Now take these little kneecaps, fold them down against the back of the tank, and then take the turret and plug it in up top. And there you have Tarn in his tank mode. And I have to be honest, I don't care for his tank mode all that much, but that's not me saying it's bad, because it is basically perfectly accurate to the comic book. But I'm just not really a big fan of these kind of vehicle modes that really just kind of look like nothing. But hey, it is what it is. And also, it doesn't have any wheels or anything. It can't roll. It literally just, if you want to roll it, you'll just be sliding it on the ground. So it is good. It is a good tank mode. I want to make that very clear. It is very good. It's perfectly accurate to Tarn's alt mode in the comics. So it does its job perfectly. It's 100% perfect, aside from the fact it doesn't have wheels. I would have liked there to be wheels, but I just don't care for it very much, is all I'm saying. I just don't really like the overall look of the tank mode, and hopefully Tarn won't get mad at me, because he loves his tank mode and he loves transforming. But yeah, that is the transformation. The transformation is super fun. Like I said, it's basically a War for Cybertron Trilogy leader class figure. And he's even like about the size of a War for Cybertron Trilogy leader class. He totally scales with mainline stuff, which is really great. Honestly, I really can't sing this figure's praises high enough. Like, I really can't. But yeah, there you have tank mode. Articulation wise, you can use the joint here. You can pull it up a little bit, and you can have some swivel in the turret right there. You can also bring those pieces up, of course, just like that. These guns in the front can also move around right there, which is lovely. And yeah, I believe that is just about everything. Oh, once again, of course, you can utilize the features from the that I showed you before. You can open up that little piece right there. It's on a little hinge. Just pop it open, and you have some missiles in there. And of course, you can open up the feet missiles right there. Pull it out on its like awesome joint right there, and you have the little feet missiles in there, which is also a nice touch as well. So I do believe that is everything to talk about with MMC Kultur. Final thoughts. This is probably one of my favorite Transformer figures of all time. This is a genuinely incredible toy. If you want a Tarn, like Perspective N put this absolutely perfectly. If you want a Tarn, you have one phenomenal option, and I cannot recommend it enough. This is an incredible figure, like genuinely incredible. For my very first third-party Transformer figure, I am blown away. I adore this thing. I have him at the very top of my shelf up there, right dead center, as in like he looks fucking amazing up there. I found in his robot mode, I've often found me just like sitting him down to do something else and then looking back, and he just looks so fucking epic just standing there. Once again, I am absolutely blown away by this figure. I give MMC Kultur, aka IDW Tarn, an S+ tier, my highest grade, period. I adore this figure. If you want a Tarn, you have one phenomenal option. As for the price, I paid about, well, do I really want to say how much I paid for him? I paid around 140 bucks for him. 100% worth it. 100% worth it. Like, seriously, I could not be happier with my purchase. I love this figure so much, and honestly, I might end up getting the rest of the DJD. Like, if they are as good as this guy, I might want to get them, especially like the big guys like Taserus and Helix, because my god, those two look awesome. But yeah, S+, officially one of my favorite Transformer figures of all time. I cannot recommend this guy enough. So, Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and subscribe if you'd like to see me talk about more robots that turn into things. Let me know in the comments, do you have MMC Kultur? Do you think he's just as awesome as I've said in this video? What are your thoughts on him overall? Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, with that being said, this is DK Guillotine. Signing out.